Robbie Farah has a fractured hand, but he'll be named tomorrow morning in the Blues squad for next week's Origin decider. Farah will be assessed by team medical staff, while his potential replacement faces a battle to beat suspension.
Robbie Farah's broken hand requires surgery and 3 to 4 weeks rest. Still, he's tempted to roll the dice and play Origin with pain-killing injections. It's a massive gamble.
And no doubt with what he's done, for him over the last few years and his role, I suppose, in the side, that Laurie will give him every opportunity to play.
Shadow hooker Michael Ennis facing suspension for this high tackle.
It's accidental, and to think that you may miss an Origin game, going through decider when you've been out of it for so long, to get an opportunity to go back there would, it's not ideal.
In isolation, it's not enough to suspend Ennis. The problem is carryover points for touching a referee in round 2.
I think I either put my hand on his shoulder or on his elbow, and the club sort of rang me on Monday and said, oh, you've been charged 93 points for touching the referee.
Ennis desperate to be available after missing last year's grand final with a broken foot.
When that happened, the grand final, I just prayed that I'd get another opportunity in a big game, because I love him. I love. It's what we've trained so hard for. It's what you work for.
Mick will be charged this week, missed this game for the Sharks,
yes,
and can play if Robbie isn't available for the Blues next week.
Right.
Laurie wasn't aware of it. We spoke with him on the phone tonight. He's still getting his head around the rule.
The thought of missing an Origin game on the back of a grade 1 60-point high tackle that, to me, I'm not obviously biased, but I really didn't feel it was that bad.
If I was Mick Ennis, I would fight because I think he'll get off.
And I just pray that they see it for what it was, which was just, yes, you see them all the time.
The players are in now on NRL 360. Benji Marshall and the man of the hour. Hey, do you want to introduce him?
Michael Ennis.
Yeah.
AKA the Loophole.
Old Loophole Mick, eh?
Wow.
What a day to come in, eh? Meanwhile, I've been thinking about you all day.
Hey, we're getting a bit of a knack here for great timing, aren't we? Like every time something happens at Manly, Twos happens to be on, and
Well, mate,
here we are.
Cronulla said to me yesterday, they said, do you want to take the charge on? I said, oh, my word. And they said, well, we'll use a representative. And I said, well, I've got one. I said, I'm with him every Tuesday night. He's right next to me.
Hey, let me ask you just quickly, why don't more players take it on so they've got less carryovers?
Well, mate, essentially that's my focus. And I feel that the tackle wasn't that bad, and I'll strongly defend that tomorrow night. Obviously, we can't talk about the ins and outs, but for me, it's exactly that. The points carryover with what's coming up in the back end of the season is really important for me. I love playing for Cronulla. I love being there every week with the boys, and I don't want unwarranted points hanging over me heading towards a final series.
Rightio, let's bring in Benji Marshall QC. You've seen the footage. What would you be doing and how would you be arguing the case?
Oh, I agree. I think he has to take it on.
Yeah.
What doesn't help him is his teammate in the tackle comes in and chops the guy's legs, which essentially the bloke falls forward.
It's Jason Bakuya down the
Is it
bottom
Bakuya?
there?
Yeah, he hits him around the middle, which makes the running player fall into Mick's shoulder. And with most cases, you see the arm hitting the face or the closed fist where Mick's arm's down and not intent on making contact with his head. And I just think there's no intent.
NRL prosecutor, Paul Kent?
I think the arm's important. The fact that the arm's down, the arm's not swinging. There's always incidental contact with the head in many ways, but the fact that the arm's not come up shows that you could even argue it's not careless, that it's just a tackle and the player's fallen into Mick.
Wow. Okay.
That's what we're going to argue, Ben.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, boys, I'll pick you up about 5:30.
Now, in this game, I've got to apologise. I didn't notice in the moment, as the Sharks are running down the Cowboys, just exactly who set up the tries.
Oh, yes.
To get the Sharks their first 18 points. But it was our good man here, Michael Ennis. And I watched the highlights, and of course, you watch the tries back to back to back, and there he is, front and centre.
Doesn't get a mention, though.
Yeah, no, not by the commentary. You have to take it up with Warren Smith. Now, in all seriousness, you must be happy with the way you're playing at the moment.
Yeah, mate, I'm really, really enjoying my footy at Cronulla, Ben, to be honest. I'm really enjoying the role that Shane and the assisting staff there have given me, and playing with my teammates. It's a lot of fun, and I'm back sort of being able to play a little bit more of what I see, I suppose, from dummy half.
So that's sort of jump and go. And,
and blokes retreating and blokes that are starting to fatigue and, sending big blokes at guys or the defensive lines that I think we might be able to cause some damage through. And, I've had a bit of success there and I'm just really enjoying playing the style of footy there and, it's all good.
Now that we've got that out of the way, the big question.
Yeah.
Laurie Daly, you've spoken to him? What's he said?
Yep.
How are you looking placed for the Blues?
So I spoke with Laurie on Sunday night, late. He just rung to see how I'd pulled up from the Cowboys game over the weekend. I said I was fine and that I was good to go. Obviously yesterday threw a spanner in the works. He said that he wanted to give Robbie every opportunity to play. And I said that's fine. Then I got my charge and he just basically said to me, well, that works out okay because you stay back and do what you need to do for your club side. In that time, we'll see where Robbie's at with his hand, and we'll make a call after that.
Let me bring this up. If the timeline is wrong, correct me. But Robbie Farah at one point was the New South Wales hooker. Didn't really play that well when he was given the chance. He lost his job to you. You came in. Eventually, you were then succeeded by Robbie, who there was a little bit of to and fro between the pair of you, but Robbie really made a fist of it the second time and he's really hung on to the job since then. You've got a chance now again. How do you feel about where your football is now compared to where it was last time you played? I think 2009 was the last time you played for the Blues?
I think it might have been 11.
11?
Yeah, 2011. Mate, just a different person too,
Yeah. How are you better?
Well, I think, probably the leadership role that I had at Canterbury there, being captain, and was fortunate enough to, whilst I didn't play in the second grand final, I had some success there. I think you learn a lot about yourself as a player when you become thrown in those positions as a captain. And I just think, maturing too as a person, whether it be on the footy field or away from football. I think you see guys like, Robbie in a sense, Corey Parker, Mitchell Pearce's, those guys, when they get given another opportunity, once something's taken away from you, I think you open your eyes up and you look back a bit, and there's probably certain things that I'd do differently. And if given that chance on Wednesday night, I'm really looking forward to the opportunity.
Benji, what do you think Mick Ennis would bring to the Origin arena?
Yeah, definitely experience. I think watching mixed footy, especially over the last month, he's bouncing around, really energetic, playing what he sees. And one thing he doesn't get credit for is his vision around the ruck. I think he's great at selling the ball one way and taking it the other way. But similar to what Robbie Farah does, take a lot of pressure off Mitchell Pearce and off Trent Hodgkinson. I just think, with him there, it'll also give the crowd someone else to sledge and take the pressure off guys like Josh Dugan, who usually cop it a bit. And up in Queensland, I think they're going to need someone like Mick's Head, who's been there before.
And you're saying he's going to get sledged, but
100%.
He will give as good as he gets.
By the crowd, I mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes
you wouldn't niggle though, would you?
No.
I don't know. I think it's a bit unfair, Ben.
That'll do me.